Welcome to my stream here on YouTube. Um, we will start directly now. Let me check the sounds. Let me check everything works out correctly. Let me give another check. If you guys hear me. Let me copy the link. Great. Okay, you hear me? That's what I wanted to see. I hope you guys come in my stream. We're gonna analyze Bitcoin today, today's chart, the daily, everything what you want to see. And for me, to be honest, this doesn't look quite bearish. Like this pattern could play out really nice. What I can see here is a potential bottom here, signalizing this right shoulder, and it isn't a quite beautiful pattern, but we could identify this as a head and shoulders pattern. Yeah. Today we're gonna make a quick market update. So for example, Solana, he takes out these highs and drops a fair value gap here, and this would be a nice retest of the previous highs, marking ein nice, dass du richtig durchstartest, mach weiter so. Ja, Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Solana, ihr macht auch sehr guten Content, muss ich sagen. Kurz auf Deutsch. Ich hab mal überlegt, vielleicht fange ich mal ein bisschen mit YouTube an. Wieder. Und gebe mein Bestes. Sieht gar nicht schlecht aus. Risk to reward would be let's do 1 to 1.5 for less risk, and then we would have got this trade, and then we have to put our stop loss below this level. Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Injective, okay, as this trade at the beginning was good, and this zone was also quite was quite good to bounce here. So and the structure also looked, when I recap this trade, it didn't look bad for this trade to go in the right direction, and it went in the right direction. But then we've got this Monday candle, and yeah. Aber ich muss mal dem Mod geben. Als Moderator hinzufügen. Chain link. This zone. 2-3 is a fair value gap. Retest it and bounce even higher. And we've got another, we've got not another fair value gap. We've got 1, 2, 3 candles. This is the zone where another bounce would be nice. And we've got one here. So chain link doesn't look bearish. And when I look at this chart, I can identify left, right, head, and we might see another drop into this area because we've got here a bunch of confluences in this zone. So for me, this zone for another drop down, and then for bullish zone, yeah, possible scenario. Why is it blue? Is it blue or is it green? Oh, this green is quite... Ugh. This isn't green, bro. This is green. Thank you. Okay. Man. Ave doesn't move really. Look at this choppy movement here. No activity yet. This was huge. Ethereum, can we identify where to enter right now? But this retest was a good opportunity, but it was 2020, it was 10 o'clock p.m. Okay, so now it should work. Okay. And what we see is that we've got a liquidation heat map. Let's go to the 1 week time frame. I think this is more important than every time frame else. And let me do this a bit smaller so I can drag it here, and then we can check out the scales of the price, because since when is this? Okay, since Saturday. We see Bitcoin is near the liquidity above. This is at this zone to 13,800. So to here, it would make sense for liquidity to grab here. And then we see we've got a bunch of liquidity sitting down here, and also down this level at 107,000. There is liquidity all the way down to 105,000 US dollars. So I think when we look at a 2 week time frame, things get more clear. When we look, yes, and we see this block 106,000, and we see market makers, they will take out those highs, and this is now where things get quite important to you guys. Market makers want to grab this liquidity above before maybe I can't see in the future lately, but yes, it's quite sad. But the market makers have to grab this liquidities to start a new move. And this is the same thing we've got in those huge pumps. For example, in this pump, it wasn't so huge, I know. But for example, this tiny consolidation phase, yeah, is so important. Why? That's quite simple to say. And what is the right Monday? Yes. To here, guys, starting opening new short positions, and what we see is, if we zoom in a bit, we got this range building here. Let's use the middle line, and we've got this top line. So again, liquidity stacked below, and now we see this candle closing below that close below, but grabbing all the liquidity on Thursday, grabbing all the liquidity down and retesting this fair value gap, by the way. And then you see fair value gaps aren't so unimportant to trading, because they can show you nice entries like here, but it also grabbed all the liquidity. And guys who saw, for example, on the 50-minute time frame, you see this as a green candle, not as a red candle. And when I use now my brush tool here, guys starting opening their long positions all the way up to here. So the market makers have to grab this liquidity here, and then they grab the short liquidity. And we know from this time, and I can tell you there were a lot of shorters, and the market makers had had new liquidity, and they could push these nice god candles on the 4-hour chart. So this is liquidity. This is the concept of liquidity. And now we've got the same thing. Now market makers have liquidity on both sides. This makes this really tough. Okay, so now you guys understood the concepts of liquidity. And so we know market makers also may when we enable order blocks, and order blocks are so nice. So nice. I took this trade down here, then I didn't get stopped out or something like this, but we got another drop to the downside. And now I am on the verge of getting stopped out in profits because I've taken partial profits. Here I've taken partial profits because this trend line did look strong to me. Um, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, this was it for today. See you guys in my next stream. Bye bye.